Good morning. Morning. I'm just doing it on Saturday morning, Ken. Good afternoon. I've been up since about 5 o'clock the last 2 mornings for, I'll turn your mics on in there. We're going to talk a little bit about this Saturday for Career Day over at Shelby Middle School Day for all the 5th graders in Cleveland County. So every Cleveland County 5th grader came by. Whether they stopped by our booth or not, didn't mean they did, but everybody walked by our booth. And what we did today, Ken, we asked a lot of them. We asked everybody that came by we're going to put them on YouTube. We're going to talk to them, and then what we're doing is ask you what you want to be when you grow up. And I would say 50% of the boys, probably even 75% of the boys wanted to be either an NFL player or a NBA player.
Yeah.
We had a lot of baseballs, we had a lot of military, and a lot of cops out of the boys. Now, out of the girls, we had doctors, vets, teachers, you name it. We had a couple of video game animators. We had a couple of girls. I had 3 or 4 that want to be photographers. I sent them over to Victoria and Rose over there and talked to those folks. And folks, it was just a fun day over there talking to the kids. It's just fun hearing some of the reasons. Now, Addison, question is, who is the top vote getter in favorite team in the NBA for these kids? Who do you think?
Golden State Warriors.
You're right. It was Golden State. And it wasn't even close. It was just Golden State, Golden State, Golden State.
Really?
So I didn't get a single Charlotte Hornet.
That's sad.
I got 2 or 3 Boston Celtics, and I got 2 or 3 Lakers.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only 3 teams I actually got in the NBA, guys. I got, now, as far as college goes, I got Duke, Carolina, and Clemson, all 3 of those. I had one girl wearing an NC State shirt. She was hiding from the camera, and I asked her, was it because of the shirt? And she said no. She just didn't want to do it.
That would have been a good reason.
That's what I thought she was doing, kid. But no, she said, but she ended up getting on and talking to it. She was a nice little young lady, and so we had a good time with that. Let's see, baseball. It was mostly Yankees and Braves for you guys, so for you fans out there. I got 2 or 3 soccer fans. I didn't say anybody wanted to be a NASCAR driver or a hockey player. No tennis. I asked one kid if he wanted to be tennis, and he laughed at me like I asked him if he wanted, to eat charcoal or something.
Quick question.
Yeah.
The kids that you said that were Carolina, Clemson, and Duke fans, are Clemson fans because of football or Clemson fans because of basketball?
I'm sure it was because of the basketball team, Addison, but I didn't.
I was just making sure.
I will say this, though. We were in Shelby, and Gabe DeVoe just went to Clemson, so you may have a couple of Gabe DeVoe fans, Clemson fans out there in that respect. So I didn't ask them exactly.
You say 5th graders?
Yeah,
okay.
5th graders. So I didn't really get into it on that, actually, Addison. I didn't ask them about whether it's football or basketball, but it was a really fun time. Favorite players for the Panthers, I got a Cam, I got a McCaffrey. I didn't get any Lukes. It was just mostly Cam and McCaffrey.
That's surprising.
That's crazy.
Didn't get any.
I can see that, though. They're young. They probably think about all the offensive touchdowns and everything.
Right.
And the
Well,
celebrations.
and Luke's sort of low key. Even though
he's not very outspoken.
No, he's not. Like on the football field, he's outstanding, but he's sort of low key otherwise. But that's interesting. I would have thought Kuechly would have got more at that, but
Yeah. You don't get too many defensive favorite players, I guess. We didn't get any of those. I'm trying to think who else we got on the.
Did you ask about college players?
Actually did not. We did not get into any.
I just wondered how many Zions you would have got.
Well, we were talking about careers, so I didn't talk much college, actually.
Yeah.
I did ask a couple of kids that had their shirts on and stuff like that. One kid did say, go Duke one time before he got off. And I did have one kid. I had a lot of actresses from the ladies, but I did have one boy that let me take that back. I had 2 boys that wanted to be actors. One of them wanted to be acting anything. He kind of wanted to do whatever.
Yeah.
The other kid, get this, if I can find my earphones, he wanted to be a horror film actor.
He would scare
5th
people.
grade, that's what he wanted to be.
He would scare people.
He likes rock music.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. A lot of kids wanted to be whatever their dad was.
Yeah,
So I had a lot of random just everything's electricians, plumbers, whatever,
Yeah,
you know, whatever
yeah.
they want to be, whatever their dad was. So had a lot of those. Had some truck drivers as well. So it was a good time, fun time over there. And we had the pink Cadillac parked out front with the police department trucks and the fire trucks and whatnot. And so what we did was we opened up all the doors, and the kids, we didn't open up the front, but the two back doors in the Cadillac, and the kids went, like, it was a line through. I actually pictures of them just crawling through. They would take pictures, and oh gosh, they were having a good time. And we put the speaker on top of the car.
Large barge.
And let Ron and Milton play some tunes for them out there out at the park for them to dance to. We did have a couple of requests for songs that we don't play on KTC Broadcasting, but other than that, I think they had a great time out there. Kids had a good one. I want to thank Jennifer Simpson and the gang out there. All right, it's time for Sports Talk, which y'all guys come to listen to. We had a little fun with the kids this morning. Hornets season's winding down. And they played last night and had an overtime
win. All of a sudden, they wanting to play well, win games, and why didn't we have this urgency earlier than right now?
They can't make up their minds what they want to do, whether they want to tank or they want to win, and they've been doing that for about, not only this season, for years.
I think we've seen this before, have we not?
Oh, yeah. So, well, and I'll tell you what my idea on that, Ken, is, and, Hornets fans get mad at me when I say it, and it's not to say, I'm not saying he's a bad player. It's Kemba's fault, because that's the way the offense and the team is designed. Any team that's designed around a point guard doing all the scoring, it's going to be tough to win. What is Westbrook doing without Kevin Durant?
Yeah.
Okay. Now Kemba is Westbrook, but can't dunk.
Yeah.
Isn't as aggressive, right?
Yeah,
Kinda,
he's not the
Kyrie's
athletic
pretty
freak.
much about the same thing, right? Do you think?
I don't know.
As far as
I would say scoring wise, I'd say Kyrie's a little better.
Yeah, I trust Kyrie.
But
Kemba,
he's going to get you what
right.
you need every night.
You don't want to run your whole team through that, right?
But you don't have that other person who can step up and score like Paul George.
And the problem is, if he has an off night, there's nobody that does step up and help him win, and that's one of the issues they have with it. Yeah, they look like they're going on a I think a 4-game road trip, and I'm not sure. We'll see how they do there. This they still a couple.
You see that shot Jeremy Lamb hit?
Yeah,
that's a great shot.
Great shot.
Finally see him coming around playing well.
That was a headline on Sports Center the next morning.
Yeah, he played pretty well probably about 3 weeks ago when I went to go watch him play against Houston. Let's talk about some March Madness right now.
March Madness. Folks, if you're picking a lot of upsets so far, your brackets are not doing that well, because 14 of the top 16 seeds have made it to the Sweet 16, and all 12 of the top 12 seeds, all the 1, 2, 3 seeds in all 4 regions are still there. So there have been very few upsets. The ACC has 5 teams left in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, UNC, Duke, Virginia, Florida State, and then who else we got?
Virginia Tech. Who is the team that
Duke plays.
Duke will play next. Let's talk about Duke.
Yeah, Duke had a hard time going against UCF that game.
And they got some breaks at the end.
They got a lot of calls their way. I think when Zion spun off the defender and went to the paint, I think Taco played great defense. I don't think that was a foul.
Well, the foul occurred when Zion ran over the guy that was trying to guard him, knocked him out of the way, and then got to Taco. That's when the foul happened. But then they got blood whistle. But here's the thing. On the missed free throw, yeah, Duke pushed off a little bit, but you got to – Addison, you got to establish a strong base.
You got to rebound.
And you can't let somebody give a small shove in the back, knock you out of the way. You can't do that.
How did Carolina lose to Duke with Zion in there? Zion got that putback, and when you watch the replay – there's 4 Carolina players standing there with not a butt on a single person.
Nazir's just standing there looking around.
Yeah, that's the thing. And you got to do a strong box out. You can't just let a guy shove you like that and you go underneath the basket. You got to do strong box out.
You got to get wide and have a big base.
Absolutely.
And then I was watching that game and stuff, and in Duke's defense, UCF was up. They shouldn't have lost that game. They could have closed that game out. They could have won that game. They let Duke hang in there and they had some petty fouls and stuff, but you could have closed out that game.
Yeah, and they gave Duke 2 opportunities at last possession. Getting offensive rebounds, getting it back out.
I really think Zion intentionally missed that free throw to the left, because I really think they were planning on getting everybody to the left to get that rebound. RJ, when he got that rebound, it looked like
Could have been.
You know, it looked like it was set up like that.
I'm not sure Zion's good enough on free throws to know how.
He's not. He's not. But he can make. He can make his fair share of free throws.
He does, but I mean, he's inconsistent on the free throws, and that's even more reason you got to be boxing out.
Let's go through Thursday and Friday's games real quick, and then we'll talk about where we think people will be taking it in the draft and who we got picked and stuff. Go over Thursday's games, Ken.
All right, Thursday in the first games, there'll be 2 games right around 6 o'clock thereafter. In the South, Purdue, a 3 seed, will be taking on Tennessee.
It's gonna be a great game.
A 2 seed.
Who you got in that, Ken?
Purdue's playing well.
They're hot.
I may go with Purdue in that because they're hot right now.
I
And Tennessee's up and down a lot.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I have Tennessee in the Final Four, but I could see Purdue beating them.
I was about to ask you, well, if you got Purdue, I mean, who do you have in the Final Four?
My Final Four.
I think I got Tennessee in the Final Four.
I had Tennessee.
I'm not 100%
I got Tennessee, North Carolina, Duke, and Virginia in the Final Four.
Yeah, I had Tennessee coming out of that bracket in the South too. That Virginia's in.
Ken, it's weird. I get right in the face like fly. Yeah. It's weird that every bracket I've ever fit out in my life, I've never had Duke in the Final Four. I don't know how. It's never happened. How that works out.
With the team they have this year, they either play really well together, and they usually do, or they're just not having the chemistry they usually have on that night, and they just struggle the whole night, and it comes down to the wire. But usually, most of the time, their games this year has been, blowouts with Zion playing. But, the thing is, you focus on Zion, you got to leave a lot of people open. And Duke's not a good three-point shooting team.
I tell you, Trey Jones, oh, my gosh, they dare him to shoot.
Yeah.
And he hit, 1 out of 8.
1 out of 8,
come on. I mean, that's awful.
How about the poor kid from, it was 0 for 13 for what? Dang it. Is one of these under the school. The kid that set the college record for threes.
Yeah, McGee for
where's he from? I can't.
Wofford.
Yeah, yes. Okay.
Wofford.
So he went 0 for 13, and he's got the most threes in NCAA history.
And Wofford was right there with
and
Kentucky.
Barely lost.
If he just hit a couple, and here's
he literally shot them out of the game.
Lost by 6 in the best year in NCAA history.
Here's the thing,
13.
Addison, and you know how
he goes 2 for 13, and they tie.
Yeah, this is the way it goes. They really played tough defense on him, made him really tough to get off a shot early on. And later on, when he got a couple looks, he's out of rhythm. You know how it goes. You get out of rhythm, and then you can't hit it when you get it open.
It's easy to take if a team is relying on it's easy to take a shooter out. Like one shooter.
Yeah, because
and that's what's so hard about Golden State. They got 4 or 3 or 4 out there. And so you can take one shooter out there out if you can, and
the other guy.
Kentucky's big enough to deal with Wofford.
Yeah, and the other guy shot good, but I mean, it wasn't good enough to overcome that.
I had a game last night actually in Kings Mountain in their Y Christian League, and I was noticing, a lot of these guys that you watch playing and stuff on TV, they don't really notice that if the refs are really whistle happy down there in the paint. Like all you got to do, if you get past your defender, you get a transition break, take it straight into the defender's chest, like Zion or RJ. And if they move around you, shield them off, and then finish the layup. It's not that hard.
Yeah, you don't stop and shoot over them. You take it into them.
I mean, you got to get them in foul trouble early, so they spend most of their time during the game on the bench.
But the 7'6" guy was pretty impressive. Just when he got in that lane and spread it out, he took up a lot of territory. Now he's a senior. They've been trying to teach him how to play basketball for 4 years, and finally got him where he can rebound and block shots and can catch it and dunk it.
Well, I mean, I think Manute Bol hit 6 threes in a game.
He could shoot.
Yeah, he could.
Well, he was like 7'4". That's crazy.
Well, he couldn't. He's 7'7". And what he couldn't do was run full court.
And the same thing with this guy. He gave out pretty easy. Now,
he's
in foul trouble, but he needed to rest some anyway.
Did you ever see Manute in person, Ken?
No, not in person.
I went down and saw him. That was crazy. In Charlotte, of course, had Muggsy out there. So that was
Muggsy.
They actually played on the same team.
Bullets, right?
Bullets. But that's just he was. That looked like he looked like an alien out there on the court. You're like, well, that's not a human being.
Muggsy, wasn't he drafted by Washington Bullets?
I think so. Yes.
And then and later on in his career,
because he's from there.
Yeah.
And
the other game, folks, in the South, the nightcap Thursday night is Oregon against Virginia. Now, we talked about Wofford. Gardner-Webb jumped all over Virginia, had them down 16, and still had a 6-point lead at the half, but couldn't hold on. So Wofford played well, and Gardner-Webb played well for a half. I don't know what it is with Virginia that they just can't get going the first half, and after halftime they come out and play like a different team.
Yeah.
Well, playing basketball, Addison, do you think what Virginia's doing, they've got their set stuff, right? So
Yeah.
they go in and they do their set stuff, and if they're tied or losing at halftime, they have a few adjustments to make off that. So, I mean, the same thing with what Duke did. They were struggling there in the first half. So the good coaches and good teams and staffs go into halftime, and your assistants are like, well, when we do this, they're doing this, this, and this. And then Coach K and Tony Bennett comes in and says, well, then we're going to do this, this, and that. Those adjustments that they make, Gardner-Webb's got to have a counter to those, right? So do you think, maybe some of that's going on is make a couple of counter adjustments at halftime? You don't even have to make that many. You make one or two.
You gotta
back pick here or there.
You gotta make adjustments to what best suits your team and what you have. So if you're stacked with a lot of guards that can shoot the ball and can get in the paint, then you can set up something. But I mean, you got to make adjustments as you go. And when you run those set plays like that, it kind of slows it slows down it kind of puts a limit on what your team can do. So what I do is I say, like, the only time I would run like a set play is if it's like at the end of the quarter or end of the half and there's like 20 seconds left and you want to hold for the last shot. That's when you run a set play. If you have a set play in practice, that's what you want to run. Yeah. But really, I mean, if you have two big men, you can run high-low or something, but you're just playing. You're just playing. Yeah. You don't really need to run any plays because at this point in time, you're in college. You know what you're going to know what you're going to do. Yeah. Like if you got a mismatch, you take him, everybody clear out. Yeah. Like you got to have that respect for your teammates. Yeah.
You got to understand that. And the coach expects you to play as you practice. And that's used to concepts you do in practice, so he won't have to call a play.
Yeah. I mean, that should be told. I mean, when I was in high school, no offense, my coach, all we did was run set plays, and he wanted us to scrimmage running those set plays back and forth. And now that works and stuff, but I mean, it doesn't build chemistry for us when we're just out there playing.
And it don't work for a whole game.
And a team does not look strong, or a team that you can tell is not strong is a team that runs a lot of zone.
Yeah.
If you can't man up and play man defense and play help ball and everything, then you're probably gonna get blown out of the water because that team's gonna find a weakness or something and they're gonna take advantage.
Well, I tell you what, everybody knows where the weakness is at the zone.
Yeah.
So if you could execute it and get it in that middle, Carolina made Washington look awful. I mean, it's just like 2-3 too easy.
2-3 is the easiest zone to be playing against, and also 3-2. 3-2, the corners will be wide open because those big men are not gonna come out there on you. Yeah. But
anyway, Oregon will be playing Virginia. Oregon's a hot team. They won their.
Don't get it twisted. They're 12 seed, but they got some players on that team.
Well, they did. They got hot. They won the tournament, their conference tournament, and then got in here and won 2 games.
And Virginia's been playing really streaky here lately. I'd like to see a good old upset.
14 of the top 16 power or whatever it was, the rankings are alive right now.
Yeah.
So no underdogs basically.
Still 12 seed, and the only other seed is Auburn, a 5, is going to play Carolina, and they really probably should be in a 4. They beat Kansas, who's a 4, but Kansas was the weakest 4.
So the lowest seed in the Sweet 16 besides Oregon is a 5.
It's 5. So I mean, it's pretty
chalk. It's a lot of chalk.
And the top 12 seeds. The first, second, third seed out of all 4 regions still there.
So since it was all chalk in the first weekend, that means the second weekend it's going to be all upset. So look for the number ones to just.
Let's go over what we have in the West.
In the West, this Thursday.
Are y'all picking those right now? Those going forward, or are you waiting?
I've already made my picks.
Oh, you talking about Duke, Virginia Tech?
Yeah.
Who'd you have?
Duke or Virginia Tech? I got Duke.
Crazy.
I'm not a Duke fan. I'm just going to be honest with you. Duke's going to beat them probably.
Is Michigan State is Izzo going to scare his players into winning?
LSU's been playing really good. I see this coming. I see that game going down to the wire.
I think Michigan State pulls it out. Mm-hmm. And I got news for you. Duke should beat Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech's been playing pretty well, and they did get Justin Robinson back. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he has a big impact on his team as Zion does on Duke.
Yeah.
But they're good ball team. They're going to play smart. I like their coach there, so we'll see what happens. So
Florida State and Gonzaga and Texas Tech and Michigan.
I tell you what, I think Florida State could pull that up.
I do too. I really do, because Florida State plays some tougher talent. We got more talent in the ACC. You got Duke, Carolina, Virginia Tech. You got a lot more talent, and I really do see. I got Gonzaga. I don't have Gonzaga in the Final Four. I can see Florida State beating Gonzaga.
Well, Florida State's playing well. They're probably the biggest team as far as overall height, and Kevin, they're a little bit like Shelby.
Yeah.
They don't just make substitutions. They bring in new line. I mean, they use about 10 players. I mean, they just in and out, and they all play the similar, way when they're out there. And if they're hitting their shots from outside like they did last game, they can blow you out. That's what happened.
Yeah. Texas Tech and Michigan. What we got going on
I
here?
don't know on that. Texas Tech.
I haven't watched much of them.
I haven't.
Play.
I see Michigan play. I think that could go either way. I don't know which way to go.
You think it might be a nail biter all game?
Yeah, I think that'll be a close ball game.
Let's go into Friday's games. In the East, we got LSU and Michigan State, and Virginia Tech and Duke. Let's start with LSU and Michigan State. Michigan State, I mean, it'd be a close game to me. LSU's got a good team this year. I just see Michigan State pulling this one out, but I got a close game on this one.
I think so. LSU couldn't win it, but I think Michigan State will be there.
Yeah. Then again, back to Virginia Tech and Duke. I wouldn't be surprised if Virginia Tech, came out there hot, in the first half and played really well, but I just don't see them. I don't see them doing what they can to stop Zion.
Well, they don't. Virginia Tech's only got one big guy who's pretty good, but they don't have much other size inside. So,
I'll tell you what the key is. You're not going to stop Zion, but
No.
if you can limit RJ and Cam,
he's going to get
you can get where you need to be at in the game to win the game. And that's what UCF did. They kind of shut down RJ and Cam Reddish.
Did. And if Zion wants to shoot threes, and he may hit a few of them,
I'd let him.
I'd let him shoot them all day before I have him get inside.
I'd let him shoot all day, and then as soon as I would have two people boxing him out.
Well, good. That's Addison's on that one, and that's what killed Carolina it's the putbacks. So take away what absolutely kills you with a certain player. So the putbacks type thing kills you with him. The second chance points with Duke, you want Zion getting that.
Yeah. But, I mean, I was looking at the game film and stuff. It looks like if he has a wide-open three, he's going to shoot it with confidence. But if he's guarded and the shot clock's down to 3 or 2 and he has to put up a tough shot, he's going to throw it off the backboard or throw it off the rim or something just to get near the rim.
He will.
And there's nobody going to stop him. You literally have to push him down to make sure you get that rebound.
In the Midwest, you got Auburn and Carolina. Folks, Auburn, half of their shots are three-pointers.
Yeah.
Now, they say they like to play fast, too, but they like to run down, fan out, find a three-pointer, and let him fire. They're going to shoot a bunch of three-pointers.
If I was Carolina, I would, half-court, man up. I would not full-court press them. And as soon as the shot goes up, I'd crash the board and slow it down.
They say they like to play fast. They don't play it fast in Carolina.
They can't run with our studs.
When they celebrate that three going in, Carolina will be good down there shooting the layup.
Yeah, Carolina's already dunking or something.
Roy Williams' job is on the line in this game.
You think so?
Yes.
I can see that.
You know why? Because NC State beat Auburn. And by God, if this NC State team can beat Auburn and the Tar Heels can't beat him, I told your daddy the other day, they can't beat. If NC State can beat him, Roy should be fired if he beats. I don't even want to be asked.
24-point NC State.
I think Auburn will score more than 24.
Oh yeah, I mean it'll be 180.
That's funny though.
It'll be 180, but by God,
Roy the other game we got.
Loses that game.
The other game we have in the Midwest.
The difference in the Carolina-Auburn game is rebounding.
Yeah.
Carolina will out-rebound. That'll be the difference.
Yeah.
Kentucky-Houston. Now, here's this one here. Houston playing well. What about P.J. Washington? Somebody said they saw him without a cast on his foot in street clothes. Now, but is he practicing? They're not saying. So I don't think he's playing. If he is, he won't be effective. I don't think.
Yeah.
So there could be an upset here.
I can see Houston pulling this one out. I actually got Houston winning this game. I don't see Kentucky don't have the depth this year to be able to run with these big teams like Duke, Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia. I just a lot of the ACC teams are really shocking me because half the teams that are in it that I look at are all ACC teams.
Yeah, 5 of them. And so if Florida State would come through, you could actually have a Final Four all ACC.
That could be I'd like that.
Would that be something?
I would.
That'd be
We've
something.
already-
How dominant
we just had the
our
SEC
conference is.
Looking at real quick final comments before we go to break. I do want to make one final thought on something later, but I do want to mention on the Gardner Webb thing and the Tar Heel thing. I don't, with today's technology, if you want to watch Gardner Webb, you had to go to True TV.
Yeah.
So my beef with a lot of people have been getting $200 and $300 cable and direct TV bills and stuff like that. A lot of people have been cord cutting. Okay, tons of cord cutting. So what that means is if you don't have the right pay for service, you can't watch some of these games.
Yeah.
There is a March Madness app you can watch, but if you want to watch, say if you don't have this, you just want to have your regular television, your antenna ears. CBS still did the games, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So shouldn't the local CBS be having the local teams on? So,
you would think.
So Saturday,
you would
Ken,
think.
I sat down thinking I'm going to watch local basketball. This is what I got. I'm 20 minutes from Gardner Webb University in their first ever tournament appearance. First ever.
Might be the last ever too.
You never know. And what I got on my TV on Channel 3 in Charlotte, North Carolina, was VCU, UCF, ABC, 1, 2, 3. Who gives a flying whatever?
Yeah.
I could care less. Gardner Webb's over here, so I have to go to a local establishment to watch them start getting beat in the second half because I was working in the first half. I'm like, oh gosh, they're going to win. Let me go watch this. I thought it was all Appalachian State all over again. And I've been telling y'all for weeks I wanted Gardner Webb in Virginia, and I thought they could do it. And then I'm watching the ABC squads over here. People, I have no idea. So that made me mad. Well, then the next game come on, I'm like, all right, whatever. Let's see who else was playing. Well, by God, Ken, if it wasn't New Jersey State University that was on the local channel this season, and if you don't know who I'm talking about, Duke sure made the local TV.
Yeah.
Zion Williamson, by God, made CBS. Now, why
is
I don't get to go watch Gardner Webb, but I get to watch. Thank God, Addison, I got to watch Zion Williamson against North Dakota State. I mean, I don't know if my life was going to be as good same ever again. Gardner Webb playing in the first game ever, and we're watching Zion Williamson at North Dakota State. Ain't that where Carson Wentz is from? Like, that's the only person I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Jeez. So I was mad about that, Ken. So, I start playing with the kids. We do whatever. It's Carolina basketball time. I sit down and watch the Tar Heels. No Tar Heels on the TV. I don't even want to know who was on it. I don't even remember. I turned it on. It was somebody else, and I can't remember.
Honolulu Hawaiians.
One of these other teams. It might have even been the NIT. Was State playing at that time? I don't know.
They made the NIT?
Yes, they squeezed in. And so anyway, I'm upset.
They didn't hold that.
They're the 24th seed.
Well, so what I'm saying is, whatever happened with the programming, and I just don't understand why the local TV stations were not in control of their own local thing, a local state. I don't understand the CBS national broadcast, but the Gardner Webb being on True, this local CBS could have easily run that on their channel.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying, and they did. And I'm sitting here watching IPUF, whatever stupid stuff. Anyway, we got to take a break. We're going to come back, more comments and more sports. Addison, Ken, and Kevin on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Open house this Saturday, March 30th at West End Sales in Vail. I'm Calvin Hastings, and I want to invite you to join the boss as we broadcast live from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. during the Big Spring Open House event at West End Sales in Vail. There will be plenty of free food, including City Lunch and Dairy Queen hot dogs, ice cream and sweet treats, plus face painting for kids, and plenty of door prizes. Plus, register to win a free night's lodging at the Hampton Inn, free food certificates, free rounds of golf at Pine Mountain Golf Course, and some Boss t-shirts. And save big. Take 20% off Echo handheld equipment and take 10% off in-stock parts. And check out the full line of Coyote, Grasshopper, Cub Cadet, and Bobcat lawnmowers and tractors. So save the date and plan now to be there for the Big Spring Open House event this Saturday, March 30th, 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. at West End Sales, Highway 18 and 27 intersection in Vail. It's a triple header of savings at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. Save 3 big ways on 3 of your favorites. Right now, buy a brand new Kia for as low as $14,998. But hurry, only 15 are left on the lot at this low price. And right now, brand new Honda Accords start at $21,000 and save up to $10,660 on a brand new GMC truck. Yes, it's a triple header of savings at Ronaldo Kia, Ronaldo Honda, and Ronaldo Buick GMC. All conveniently located at Ronaldo Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard, Shelby.
Are you new to the area? Or maybe you just have problems locating those hard-to-find streets? Universal Advertising Association has published a quality Shelby and Cleveland County area street guide, and they are now available free of charge at these area business locations for a limited time. Pick up yours today at Stony Point Daycare and Preschool, Something Different, Mr. Pest Control, Carolina Crossing Restaurant, The Concrete Kid, York Tax Service, Remax Select Cleveland, The Shop Incorporated, Walker Painting and Pressure Washing, Bob's Remodeling, Scooter's Saloon, R&R Grading and Clearing, Walmart, Wood Spring Suites, Shelby Police Department, Cleveland County Chamber of Commerce, Servo South, Renee Tax and Bookkeeping Service, Crossroads Mini Mart, Krause Home Service, and Mobile Life. Get your free universal map today.
For over 48 years, Carpenter Furniture Upholstery has been serving this area with the finest in upholstery work. They have served thousands of folks over that time, so you know they must be doing something right. Now's a good time to bring your old family heirlooms and let Carpenter's Furniture Upholstery make them look brand new. Don't throw it away, and there's no use to buy new. See Carpenter's Furniture Upholstery, 1271 Hill Road in Lincolnton, again serving this area since 1967. Call 704-735-0118.
From auto to home to business to life insurance, your hometown agent is Rocky Bennett at Bennett Insurance Group. Rocky has been serving this area for over 33 years, offering you the best in coverage with Erie Insurance. No matter your claim, Rocky will work side by side with you for your best coverage. See Rocky Bennett today at Bennett Insurance Group, 116 West Main Street in Cherryville. Call 704-435-0270 for Bennett Insurance in Cherryville.
Coyote, coyote, coyote. That tractor's all you talk about anymore.
But honey, my Coyote can...
Yes, your Coyote can clear fields, move mulch, mow the lawn, and...
Honey.
Yes, dear.
I don't have the problem talking about the Coyote. You do.
I know, but it's such a great tractor.
That's what I've been trying to say.
Yes, but it sounds better coming from me.
Visit www.kioti.com.
Your Coyote dealer is West End Sales, Highway 1827 intersection in Vail.
Coyote, run ahead of the pack.
Are you at risk for oral cancer?
I never chew tobacco.
I don't drink much.
Never smoked a cigarette in my life.
You're 3 times as likely to get oral cancer if you drink or use tobacco. What about HPV?
HPV? Isn't that about cervical cancer?
What does that have to do with oral cancer?
You're 30 times more likely to get oral cancer if you have HPV or the human papillomavirus.
HPV? Didn't know that.
Learn more about HPV and oral cancer at myoms.org. This message is brought to you by your oral and facial surgeons.
They're all about the wave.
I guess. All about what's new, isn't it, Addison?
You hit it already?
Yeah, I already hit it. Are we on?
Oh, all right.
I can't hear. My headphones are... I got to turn them up and turn them down depending on who's talking to me. Yeah, I got it now.
Okay, good.
We good. All right. I was on my little high horse a minute ago about the TV. Go ahead.
Can we stay with college basketball and talk about some top? Can we talk about the top prospects and see where we think they'll go in the draft?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna say number 1, Zion, and then Ken. Who do you have as your number 2?
I probably can't do this, but I'm gonna pull up a mock. Well, we can look at it.
A mock draft?
Well, yeah, just so you can.
I actually got like 5 in my head.
Well, I think
why don't you tell us then?
I think at McCants.
And then I'll look at the mock draft.
Zion.
I think the McCants. I think Zion. I think the McCants guy.
Who?
Rashad. Well, he tried.
McCants, the guy that had the
J.A. Morant.
Yeah. Morant.
Yeah, he's from. Yeah,
Morant.
I have him number 2.
Hey.
RJ number 3. I have Kobe White number 4.
NBADraft.net's got Zion, Morant, Barrett, Hachimura, White at 5, Hunter 6, Johnson 7, Reddish 8, Fernando 9, Little 10, Culver 11, Okpala 12, and Alexander 13.
I tell you, Reddish.
That's your lottery projections.
Reddish at number 8 is overrated. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it either. I don't think he.
So he's just been dropping, huh? or Horizon, or I don't know. I don't know where he's been.
I would really like to see Nazir. It's not going to happen. I would really like to see him stay another year.
I would too.
Colby. I understand Colby's going. He's
and what I read about Little is very intelligent guy. Made the all academic freshman team, and they said he's learned a lot. He's learned as he's sitting on the bench watching things and figuring out things. I'm like you. Another year, I think he'll be unbelievable, and he could be way up there next year.
I mean, he can actually have the offense focused around him. Mean, this year we didn't have really a focal point. I mean, we had Kobe White, Luke May, who's Cam.
He don't care about we, Addison. I'm telling you that right now. When they start throwing them commas out there in them bank accounts,
well, I
White
understand.
and Nasir Little.
I understand.
They're not concerned about our offense next year.
I understand.
The biggest broken heart I ever had was, I think, Stackhouse and Jameson not coming back that third year because they would have had Jameson and Vince Carter all on the same team.
But if you're not going to be a lottery pick, I mean, where's Little going to go? I mean, how high is he going to go?
Ken, if you're going to be paid $100,000 to play basketball, or get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go to class and not get paid to play basketball, I don't care where I'm drafted.
Yeah, but if you get drafted, you end up in the G League. Where if you stay another year, next year you are a big lottery pick. That's a different story.
I mean, you could be a bust. I could be.
Anytime.
I know, but you could be drafted and be
Anthony
a bust.
Bennett was drafted. Greg Oden was drafted.
Anthony Bennett was a freshman when he was drafted, right?
They're all busts. Like any of these kids can be a bust.
Yeah, they can.
Well, they are. So, the kid's going to come out. If somebody's going to pay him $100,000 to play basketball, they're going to come out.
Do you think John Morant? You think he's going to?
He should be the number one pick.
You think he'll develop over into the league? You think he'll be a good? You think he'll be a good point guard?
He's 6'3". I mean, he's Russell Westbrook's height.
Yeah. But he ain't got the weight. He ain't got the weight as a He's got the weight of Kemba, but the height of I don't know. Like I would say Westbrook.
I think he'll be all right. A lot of people think he should be one. Just depends. The Knicks. The way the lottery works, top three got the best chance to get the lottery. If they don't get it, if one of those three are picked, you're guaranteed a top three spot. So all three of those teams are guaranteed pretty much a top 4 spot unless someone else is picked. The Hornets right now, their odds are at 10. They're not gonna like jump up really to like 5 or something like that. They can, but more than likely it would be one of the top 3. We're sitting
Atlanta's
there at 10.
Got the 5th and the 6th pick.
Yeah, right now Atlanta's got 5 and 6.
Was it because Luka Doncic?
I'm not sure.
Because Luka got drafted second by Atlanta last year.
But they
got
them
traded.
picking Kobe White, and they're not picking him with Trae Young down there. So Atlanta pretty much controls the draft, I guess. With that, it looks like they have 4 picks there in the top 42.
Atlanta needs a wing. Yeah. Atlanta needs a wing. I mean, you can get Nasir as a wing, but I mean, they might take Cam Reddish.
He's sitting down there at 8 to Washington right now.
Like I say, Reddish don't impress me that much. He got an inconsistent outside shot, and I don't see where the rest of his game's that great.
They could get Gonzaga's guy. Where's he at? I can't remember his name. It's like Amachu Ichu or whatever.
Oh,
up top,
yeah,
Chicago.
He's at 4 right now.
Yeah, I think he could fall. He could fall because Chicago don't really need some wings. I mean, they got some good wings.
Well, the Hornets have 9 lottery picks on their team, and they're about to have the 10th lottery pick on their team.
Yeah.
I've been told through the grapevine,
Malik Monk,
that Kemba would stay at the max as long as they don't do nothing stupid this summer.
But
last year we traded Dwight Howard for Timothy Mozgov. So they talk all the time in every other sport, Ken, and especially in football. Like they don't care about the locker room. They don't care about it. They're just like, as long as you play, and you show up and get paid. But in the NBA, everybody's got to be best friends and stuff. And I don't. It didn't used to be that way, and it is now. And somebody was talking about the players a few years ago trading jerseys and stuff like that. They just got done punching each other in the face. Yeah, let's trade jerseys. But Hornets sit at 10. They have an option. If they want, they can't trade Kemba per se, but they could trade maybe a couple pieces in that 10th pick and maybe move up and go after Kobe White maybe to Atlanta. So what do you think about a move like that? Thinking Kemba might not come back. let's go ahead and trade 10 and throw Cody Zeller and somebody else at him for that 4, 5, or 6 spot. Just move up into there.
We're going to need a center because we don't have a center.
We'll see what.
We don't have a center now. What center do we have?
Cody Zeller is not bad, but he's not average right now.
Cody Zeller is. I think he's a good like 6th, 7th man. I've watched enough games this year down there. Every time he gets in there, he cuts well. I like him on offense. He gets toasted on defense, and a lot of dudes really don't. And it don't matter who's in there. I think I went to 3 straight games a couple weeks ago, and it was like 30. It was Boogie's breakout game was on Cody, and someone else went for 30, and the next game went for 30. He just got toasted. The dude for Toronto, but not
Serge Ibaka.
No, it wasn't Toronto. It was Portland. But before the dude just
Vucevic?
broke his leg.
Yeah, dude.
Leg.
Oh my God. He's out for at least a year and a half.
Yeah, it's not good.
Oh, that leg.
Yeah, it bent in and then it bent out.
I tell you how bad it was when you see the players on the court just turn their back.
They ran.
They can't watch.
They ran.
They just turned their back and walked away.
And being in the locker room of that team, everybody loves that guy. Like they really, really do. Like everybody.
He was talking. It was so much. It was so funny because when they were playing Philadelphia, him and Ben Simmons were going at it, and
that's my boy.
Ben Simmons. Poor Ben Simmons.
All right, we got to take a break as soon as I pull up the commercials, and we're gonna come back. And Ken's got some more stuff on his list. We got to squeeze in here at the end of the show, but we're gonna be back in just a few minutes on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Live and uniquely local.
It's a community station.
Carolina Country, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, WCSL Cherryville.
Nah. What's up, Doc?
That crazy rabbit is back. It's the Bunny with the Money. Once again, the Bunny with the Money has $1,000 to give away to some lucky person. Register today with no obligation to buy at Honda Motorcycles on Highway 74 Bypass East and Shelby, at LDP Farms on Highway 18 North in Belmont, at the Chop Shop Dog Salon on King Street in Kings Mountain, at Bill Schubert Heating and Air on Campbell Street in Shelby, at Straps Jewelers in downtown Lincolnton, at Trackside Trader in downtown Kings Mountain, at Basic Finance on East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, at Watson Carbon and Tile on East Main Street in Lincolnton, at Hometown Hardware on South Railroad Avenue in Kings Mountain, and at Ronaldo Honda on Highway 74 Bypass East in Shelby. The $1,000 will be given away Friday, April 19th at 8 a.m. live on The Boss and Carolina Country. Register to win. You could be the winner of the Bunny with the Money. It's the 26th Annual Lincoln County Rotary Auction for Education, Saturday, March 30th from 4 p.m. till 10 p.m. at Lincolnton High School, presented by Bosch. The preview will be at 4 p.m., the cafe will open at 5 p.m., and the auction starts at 6 p.m. There'll be many one-of-a-kind items, great food, and lots of fun. Proceeds will go to student loans for Lincoln County residents who attend college or a trade school. For more information, go to RotaryLink.com. The 26th Annual Lincoln County Rotary Auction for Education, Saturday, March 30th at Lincolnton High School. Plan now to be there.
It's Texas.
Daniel Suarez is out of shape. He's spinning.
It's the My Bariatric Solutions 300.
Justin Allgaier really trying to push the point. He's going to try to get to the bottom of the racetrack. Almost comes together.
We have a car in the fence. It's Christopher Bell.
Ryan Reed now gets sideways and gathers it back up.
Here's Ryan Blaney. He takes the checkered flag.
The My Bariatric Solutions 300 from Texas. Saturday, March 30th at 12:30.
The My Bariatric Solutions 250, Saturday afternoon at 2:30 on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at ktcbroadcasting.com. The public inspection files of WHS, WLON, and WCSL are located at the studios at 1416 Shelby Highway in Cherryville. WHS, WCSL, and WLON are owned and operated by KTC Broadcasting Incorporated. WHS, WCSL, WLON do not discriminate against any qualified applicant, regardless of race, color, religion, national origin, age, or sex. For more information, you may call 704-482-1390 or email us at info@ktcbroadcasting.com. WHS Shelby, WLON Lincolnton, WCSL Cherryville, Gastonia.
Just in time for spring and summer, the new rent-to-own cabana is now in stock at Sheila's Sheds in Cherryville, Lincolnton, and Shelby. It's time to party with your own cabana from Sheila's Sheds. And also just arrived, new animal shelters. Come see one for your special furry animal. Visit your nearest location. Sheila's Sheds, Highway 150 east of Cherryville, Highway 74 bypass east in Shelby, and now at 534 Riverside Drive in Lincoln. Call 704-300-4254 for Sheila's Sheds of Cherryville, Shelby, and Lincolnton.
Attention homeowners. With more buyers than sellers, now is the perfect time to sell your home. For over 25 years, Moss Realty has known there is more to selling your home than placing a sign in the yard. To sell your home in days, even hours, trust the hometown specialist at Moss Realty. Satisfied customers have voted Moss Realty Best of Gaston the last 2 years.
Hi, I'm Warren Moss. When you're buying or selling your home, call the professionals at Moss Realty or visit mossrealty.com. Moss Realty, your hometown specialist.
NASCAR racing right here on Big O Country, WCSL 1590 AM, Cherryville, Gastonia, online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
Welcome back to ktcbroadcasting.com, Best in Sports Talk Show, Wednesdays. Got a couple of special announcements coming up for next week's show here in a few minutes, and we've also got some news and notes to go over. Ken wants to talk a little baseball in the richest. How about Ken? Bryce Harper, Arenado, and Mike Trout are all paid more in their new contracts than Michael Jordan paid for the Charlotte Bobcats.
Unbelievable.
3 outfielders all will make more in their contracts. Just three guys than Michael Jordan worked his whole career for to buy a basketball team, and they'll get it in 10 years.
These are all hitting stats. So we're not even going over the defensive errors and everything.
And let me give you another stat. We're talking about these expensive long-term contracts. Miguel Cabrera, heck of a ball player. The Tigers signed him to that big long contract.
Yeah,
I don't think you can do
they still owe him for the next 5 years $160 million, and he's on the downside. Physically, he can't do it anymore. You talk about this is not good business to pay this long term.
Former Triple Crown winner too.
But what I'm saying, they paid him 10 years after he did that.
Would you give anity more than 5 or 6 years?
It's crazy. That's just Pujols. I mean, I like him, great player, but was that was that wise to pay him that much money?
That's the contract he should have got when he was 25.
Exactly.
The only player I'd probably give a 10-year contract to would be Derek Jeter. I really would, because I mean he does everything.
Kid's face.
What?
Oh,
in Derek Jeter's prime.
For folks don't watch it on YouTube, Ken about fell out of his seat. I about did too, but all right, go ahead. Yeah, some people love Derek Jeter. It's okay.
I never was a Jeter fan. Let's put it that way. I thought he was always overhyped and overrated.
I thought he should have been playing third base when
A-Rod. I didn't mean to cuss you like
He should have been playing third base, shouldn't he?
I mean, he makes a play at home plate where he just flips it to the catcher, and the guy goes in standing up. If he hadn't went in standing up, he'd been safe. They say the greatest play they ever seen. I said, you ain't seen much.
He was I'm glad Ken said that. That's so funny. What I've been saying about that player for years, Ken, was because I played shortstop. I'm like, so he was the cutoff man, and he grabbed the ball, and that's awesome. Like he did exactly what he's supposed to do.
And it flipped it quick as he could to the catcher.
He was
big
the
deal.
Man. Oh my goodness.
Big deal. That's what he's supposed to do.
All right, go ahead. Yep.
Oh well, let's talk a little bit about baseball.
I'm done with baseball.
Wait a minute. Let's talk about
y'all be mean.
Ichiro Suzuki retired, and he did it in Tokyo, where they had the first 2 games played, which was pretty neat with all the fans there. But we're just talking about, will we ever see another player like him? When I say that is a guy that just was so big on the base hits, only guy I ever saw hit the ball as he was running to first base. Do you know 25% of his hits were infield hits, and he didn't bunt? Yep. He was so good at hitting those ground balls and beating them out. But he wasn't up there trying to do anything but get a base hit.
Yep.
But the days are over for him and Tony Gwynn and Wade Boggs. Who the guys you see out there that's doing that now?
Well, Harper. I'm just kidding.
Well, see, here's the thing.
They're not.
Well, here's the thing, Ken, and it's all because of this WAR stat, and it's all because of these make-believe players and make-believe stats, and what it does and I've been reading these articles on it. It puts value on walks instead of hits.
I know it does.
And then it also puts, it doesn't actually measure the actual wins, and there's about 10 different things wrong with it. And so what they do is the MO, I think the Players Association or Major League Baseball, one of the two, has asked them not to ask the press not to use that in so much, and they want to keep that stat down because they think they're paying some of the wrong players because of it. And that's kind of what we've been saying on this. When you lean on that stat, and I've got a list there I gave Ken a minute ago. We ain't going to go through it. We talked about it Saturday. I had Carson name me 5 best players in baseball. I added 2 more that was on the top of the list, plus Matt Carpenter, just to see where Matt would end up. And by averages, Matt Carpenter is better than Mike Trout. And he plays how many positions, Ken?
First, third, second. Yep.
So if you're a coach, and statistically speaking, they're exactly the same, which one do you want on your team? The one that can play left field, right field, third, short, second, first. He's played every position.
I want the ones that can play different positions, and guess what? When I play fantasy baseball, when I draft, I look at how many positions they play because it gives you lots of flexibility.
So I know Carpenter's not listed that now, but is he just listed as one position right now this year?
No, he's listed second, third, and first.
Okay, so he gets all of them this year. Okay,
yeah.
I was just wondering. So some years he's kind of
stayed at first.
It
depends on how many games you, as far as fantasy baseball, how many games you start in. I think for Yahoo, if you started at least 5 games at that position, or if you played at 10, even if you didn't start, you qualify for the next year for that position.
Poor Ichiro never won a World Series ring.
No,
he didn't.
Well, not a lot of teams do win World Series. So, the Yankees, he played in that era when they bought a lot of them. Ichiro could play any position in the outfield. I never understood why they kept him in right field the whole time. That arm was so nasty.
And he is so graceful when he went to get the ball. It just looked like it was so easy.
Seattle's kind of like they're kind of like the Expos of the American League in the sense that a lot of stars went through there at some point,
but they never won any postseason World Series.
Didn't really win anything there. So you think about all the Hall of Famers that are going to be former Mariners. You got Griffey, Ichiro, Edgar's in there now. Randy Johnson's a Hall of Famer. There's a little list there of guys. I guess Paul Mont. Did Molitor play? No, Robin Yount. No, that's the Brewers. I'm trying to think. There was one more Mariner.
Didn't Dawson play?
Maybe, but it's just that Ichiro. I don't think anyone can find anything bad to say about him. And Ken, you're right. The way the stats are, and what I was getting at with the WAR. They're not. You're not getting paid for that, and little guys like Altuve's trying to hit home runs and stuff.
Yeah,
So, they're trying to get paid, Ken. It's about that money,
But Major League Baseball for 30 teams, opening day is tomorrow, so the season is getting underway.
Doesn't seem like that, does it? It's still with March on the schedule and everything. Real quick, that one note I did on that doubles. Joe Mauer last year had more doubles than Mike Trout. Joe Mauer.
That's amazing.
Yeah. That's what he doesn't hit doubles.
JD Martinez.
He hits a home run or he
JD
walks.
Martinez had more of about everything: doubles, home runs, RBIs, runs scored.
Looking at the overall averages. Looking at the overall averages, folks. My top 5 baseball players in Major League Baseball. This ain't my choice. This is one of my formulas. Are JD Martinez, Christian Yelich, Christian Arenado, Mookie Betts, and Alex Bregman.
I think Yelich is one of the young, up-and-coming great players. I really do.
Yeah. All right. Do I miss a break? Or, a minute ago? I guess I did. We'll just put it up to the end here. Ken, go down more news and notes, and I got one final little comment on a few comments.
Just NFL news. A decision was made yesterday that the NFL will change their review rules to allow the review of interference penalties or non-calls on interference.
2019.
Because of the missed call or lack of a call of Saints and Rams championship game. So it's going to be, they said, on a trial basis for 2019. So we'll see how it goes. Now, they did not increase the number of challenges. So it's, you can challenge that. They didn't add any additional challenges to it. Yeah. McDonald's High School All-American events. A girl named Fran Balibi won the dunk contest against 6 guys. It's not the first time that's happened, guys. Candace Parker won the dunk contest in 2004. Cole Anthony won the 3-point contest. Remember that name? He is some got him ranked as the second player coming out of high school. Some got him ranked the third, and he has not committed yet. But all the analysts say he is going to North Carolina.
You think he is?
Yes, that all the analysts think he is. And he did come out and say, they said, well, what if Kobe White didn't go pro? He go, we can play together. So that tells me he's probably going to. He's going to announce Final Four
Who's the
weekend.
number one player in the in the high school this year? Who's number one? Probably a big man.
Yeah, big man going to Duke. What's his name? I can't remember his name. I
don't know. I don't keep up with Duke. Any more notes there, Ken?
Only I'd say the game is tonight. If you want to watch the McDonald All-American, some of these guys coming in, the game is tonight.
All right, I got a couple money-related notes here with the NCAA, and then a couple news and changes here on.
You're wrong. He's not going to Duke. He's going to Memphis.
Okay. So Leonard Hamilton, Ken, he's won how many games in the tournament? 2?
Yes.
He's been paid bonus money. This is how this works. So
really?
for people that don't understand how the scholarships work, the scholarships are paid for the regular season. Okay? They're not paid for the tournament. The kids don't get money back if they don't make the tournament, do they? Because kids will be taking games. So you get paid for your regular season, and then the NCAA was bragging about providing. Did you see this tweet these idiots sent out the other day, Ken?
I heard you talking about it Saturday.
They
about
were
the
providing free Wi-Fi at the hotels, Addison. The NCAA said we're providing free hotels for the free Wi-Fi at the hotels. Really? They don't have that anyway. They don't have Wi-Fi. Idiots. All right. So anyway, so the coaches though, they get bonuses for postseason play. So if you think about it, break it down. Got to go to the end of this. There's basically a stack of money on the court, and the coaches are playing for it because they're getting bonus money. Players aren't getting any of that money. They're not getting any extra scholarship for making this tournament.
So it goes directly to the coaches?
It goes all to the coaches. Leonard Hamilton so far, Ken, in 2 games has won $675,000. Is that not just basically gambling? Like, you're the coach. If we win this game, none of these people in this quarter is getting paid, but I get $600,000. That's what's happened so far. So I'm going to break that down for you. Let's say Hampton, who's been coaching for 20-some years, has enough money in his pocket. Let's say for this year, let's just say I'm going to give the bonus money to the players. I'm not even talking about his salary. It's $45,000 per player for 2 games. And then we don't want to, and we argue over Chas Rat selling shoes.
Yeah.
Okay? $45,000 per player. That's for the 15th guy on the team, too. Every single person. He also has 4 assistants, 19 people. So you want to break that down, we can, a little bit lower than that. So it's like $35,000 once you throw in all the assistants. So the assistants don't get the bonus money. So if Leonard Hamilton wanted to share his bonus money, every person on that bench would still get $35,000. Coaches, everybody. So one guy got $675,000. The other 18 people who worked to win this game got free Wi-Fi and shampoo in the hotels.
Wow.
Is that not how that works
like
out?
It's an equity problem.
And then here's the other dumb story of the weekend. The NCAA had a kid in one of the games. His face got real popular. So Pizza Hut hired the kid, a student, and he's actually the son of a president or something of one of the schools, sitting on the front row. So Pizza Hut is paying the kid $50,000 for being a standout fan at the game.
A standout fan. Okay.
A student. He gets $50,000 at the game for watching the game, and the players on the court get free Wi-Fi and shampoo at the hotels.
Yeah.
And the NCAA brags about that.
Yeah.
And I just told you the amount. Everybody's like, well, how much money should they get paid? For 2 games, it could be $35,000.
Yeah.
And then there's another story. The Houston team, they got players, and I'm sure every team does. The parents can't afford to come to the games.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, think about how much it costs to come to a Final Four game or travel for these games.
And
they can't come to the. Some people can't come to the games.
School can't give them any money.
You got other kids there in school.
Yeah.
So a little bit news and notes on that. All right. Next week, we're working on a thing with Addison here for a little sponsorship food for you guys. So we may have a Fats Cafe. Food sponsor, right? Is that the exact name? Did I say that right?
Fats Cafe.
Is it Fats Cafe? Okay, I want to make sure I say that. So I have a food sponsor for you guys also. Also, Ken, we're going to be moving you guys to Lincolnton. You're going to go join Tim.
Okay.
And you guys are going to be doing the show there from 4 to 5. Same thing you do here on WLON instead of WCSL. So everything's just going to be put in that one studio, one spot, so we're not moving everything back and forth. and everything, and then that'll allow me to do baseball season with my son too. And so, folks, if you're listening today, this show next week and for now on will be on WLON in Lincolnton. You can always hear it on WHS. Online on KTCBroadcasting.com. Now, for you folks watching on YouTube, what I'm going to do is try to get them set up with a camera they can just put up over there. It gets you a little Wi-Fi camera, not Wi-Fi camera.
The hotels will provide Wi-Fi.
Yes, the hotels will provide those. So we'll call them up and
we don't have a hotel
and talk about that. Yep.
Right.
So anyway, that's the news and notes on that. Get Tim back involved in the show when he wants to get back in, and this will work better for the schedules and everybody else, I think. I kind of really didn't even talk about it with Kim, but I'm sure you don't have a problem.
That's fine.
Not driving all the way over here.
Yeah, it's more convenient for me and Addison from where we live.
You guys can stay over
I'm
in Lincoln. I'm going to miss you too, but you can always come in maybe some Saturdays if you can wake up that early. I don't know. I can't. I have so much trouble getting these boys under 30 showing up. They get a free biscuit and a paycheck.
And they can't get here.
And they can't get here. I mean, I don't know what else to do.
Paycheck, man.
I don't know if the FCC will. I don't know what else they'll actually approve. All right, we got to go. So, you guys, kind of fish up, Ken, any local baseball stuff going on this week, real quick, while I get ready to go.
Yeah, we had an exciting game last night that Tim and I did on WLON. East Lincoln upset Maiden 7-6 to hand Maiden their first conference loss.
It's good.
Game went 8 innings. East Lincoln fell behind 4-0, but actually came back and took the lead, and it went into extra innings 6-6, and East Lincoln pushed the run across. Cherryville won big again last night, 10-0, so they're having a great season. And Crest is also having a great season. So a couple teams in the area having a great baseball season so far. And we'll see how it goes as it gets a little warmer and get more games under the belt.
All right, folks, I want to thank everybody for watching on YouTube today. You can always go back. Tell your friends, tell your family. Go back and rewatch the show on YouTube. It's always up there to watch. The guys will be on WLON channel next week in Lincolnton with Tim. Will be getting back involved. And of course, Addison and the guys as well. All right, guys, Ken and Addison, thanks for coming in. Had a great time today. Next week, Ken, who you got next week baseball game, WLON?
We got West Lincoln at North Lincoln on Friday night.
We got West versus North next. You said Friday? Ooh, is that right? It might not be. Did we change to Tuesday?
No,
check that real quick.
It's still a Friday game.
Okay. All right. Next week, West and North Lincoln for Ken and Tim and Addison, guys. We're gonna have it'll be the end of the show. We'll see you guys next week on the Fats Cafe Wednesday Sports Talk Show.
Okay. See you next week.